As some of you may already know, I have been putting a lot of time into practicing my inspection. And with that, the hard work has been really paying off because I got my very first sub 9 global average. You already know, it's your boy Cuber Gains, and today in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and reconstruct all these solves to show you how I did it. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so this right here is the very first scramble, and this was also my worst solve. I don't remember exactly what I did for this average. I'm very sure I did something with white cross, which was really bad because yellow was just way better. So I'm gonna show you what I could have done way better. So holding white on top of blue, these right here are all my 4 yellow edges. And so if I do this L prime, these are oriented correctly. And if I do a D prime, all I have to do is Al5, D2, and then I have my cross. Now I have this as my very first pair, which I could go ahead and insert while I'm also tracking the red blue pieces right over here, which I could just do like this. I have this 3 mover, which I'm going to rotate again for. And now last but not least, I have this case, which, by the way, if you have a bar case over here and you have this edge, instead of using the wide move insert to do it, you could just simply go ahead and do sledge and then go ahead and insert. Now, this is the part where I realized I truly fumbled, because if I do the COL algorithm for this exact case, I get a PLL skip. For the second solve, where everything else just starts getting better, here's the scramble up here. Okay, so now here we are. I'm gonna be doing white cross for this solve, and these are all my edges right over here. And I noticed this pair, so I was gonna go ahead and try to preserve it, which was really easy to do. By holding blue on top of white, I go ahead, I do a D, L wide, D prime, R D, which once that's solved, I know I'm not gonna do any more right-handed moves, so this pair is not gonna move. So I just insert my 2 other edges and go straight into this automatically. And I see this free pair over here, so this was really easy to go ahead and cancel out into. And then I have this, which I go ahead and sledge that in. And then now I got this as my very last pair, OLO and PLL. The third scramble, here we go. So from here, I go ahead, yellow on top of red. I'm doing my white cross. These are all my cross edges right over here. And I noticed this first, but I noticed that this was something better to go ahead and track when I do cross +1. So what ended up happening was I did a F, R prime, F2, which saved this. And then I had D prime, R2, to go ahead and cancel into this X cross over here. Sorry, that took me forever. And I have this X cross down packed, and now I have this pair, which I ended up rotating for and doing something like this. And then I ended up rotating to solve this back pair. And then now I have this as my very last pair. I rotated, inserted just like that, OLO and PLO. That was really choppy, I'm so sorry. The very third scramble, which was my best solve of the average, which was at 8.25. Here we go. Now for this scramble, I had to go ahead and do yellow because we have this free pair over here. We have these 2 cross edges that are already oriented. We have this one that's 1 move away from being oriented, and we just have this 1 bad edge up on top. So the way I went about this was I actually sledged this red edge in just so this could be good EO, so I don't have to rotate. Then I went ahead, did a R, D prime to orient my cross edges. I went straight into inserting this pair into the back. And then since this was easy to track, I went straight into this pair. And then I have this pair, which I did a U2 over here. And then last but not least, I have this case. And then I got OLO, PLO. This solve had no rotations, and it was really easy to go ahead and predict far into it, so this was just really smooth. The fifth and last scramble, which I got an 8.38 for, here we go. Okay, now notice this, we have all these edges that are practically already oriented and I don't have to do any demoves. And we have this free pair over here. So since it was really easy to go ahead and X cross, I wanted to go ahead and predict my second pair, which I remember predicting this. And so instead of connecting this and then doing an F first, I ended up doing something like this, back two, and then from here, regripped, I sledged this in and I knew this was gonna go ahead and connect. So I went, solved this, got a 3-mover on the back left slot. And then now I noticed this case while I had this last pair over here. So all I had to do was go ahead and instead of connecting them like this, I just put them away. Now I keep these 3 edges, rotate straight into this. I got an anti-soon. And then last but not least, I got a U-perm. Now with all that being shown, this gave me an 8.84 second average, which I'm really proud of.
So that is all for this video. And if you want to go ahead and improve your inspection, go ahead, watch this video over here. You will not regret it. But if you like this video, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button in order to continue making Cooper gains. See you in the next video.